Here's the thing about personal finance advice that almost everyone knows but nobody says out loud. The dramatic version doesn't work. The cut everything, invest aggressively, track every penny approach produces about 2 weeks of compliance, then a slow drift back to exactly where you started because it requires constant willpower, and willpower is finite and depletable in a way that compound interest is not. What actually works is something considerably less exciting. Small changes, barely noticeable in the moment, that don't require willpower because they never trigger resistance in the first place. Today we're going through the specific ones that produce the most disproportionate results for how little they ask of you. Change 1. Automate the savings before you see it. The single highest leverage financial change available to almost anyone, the one most consistently present in the accounts of people who've accumulated meaningful wealth without ever earning an exceptional income, is the automation of savings before the money enters the spending pool. If you wait until the end of the month to save what's left, there's almost never anything left because spending expands naturally to fill whatever's available. But if you set up a direct transfer that moves a percentage of your income into savings the moment it arrives, before you see it, before it becomes part of the mental accounting of what I have to spend, then the spending adapts to the smaller number, and you never experience the transfer as a loss. You save the same amount either way in theory. In practice, automatic always wins because it removes the decision entirely, and decisions are where we fail. Change 2. Increase the percentage by 1 point at every raise. Here's the change that consistently surprises people when they do the math. It costs nothing in lifestyle terms and produces something remarkable. Every time your income increases, a raise, a promotion, a recurring bonus, increase your savings rate by 1 percentage point before the lifestyle adapts to the new income. You don't have to do more than that. Just do that before spending catches up to the higher number. If you're currently saving 8% of your income and you get a raise, you move to 9%, and you still have more money than before because your income went up and your percentage went up, but your absolute spending didn't. A person who starts at 8% and adds 1 point every 2 years across a working career ends up in a fundamentally different financial position at retirement than one who saved 8% throughout, without ever experiencing a meaningful reduction in their day-to-day life. Change 3. Make the savings account slightly inconvenient. This one sounds too simple to work, and yet the research on friction in behavioral economics consistently shows it's one of the most powerful tools for changing financial behavior. Put your savings somewhere that takes a few extra steps to access. Not a lockbox. Just a savings account at a different bank from your checking where the transfer takes 2 days rather than instantly. The research shows that people with easy access to savings spend more of them, not because they're irresponsible, but because of a well-documented tendency to treat available cash as spending money regardless of its labeled purpose. Adding 2 days of transfer time is not a hardship, it's a circuit breaker, and for a lot of people, 2 days is exactly long enough for the impulse to fade and the original savings intention to reassert itself. Change 4. Negotiate 1 bill per quarter. Most people never negotiate their recurring bills, not because they've calculated that the savings aren't worth the time, but because it never occurs to them that the number is negotiable. It almost always is. Insurance premiums, phone plans, internet bills, even credit card rates, all of these have retention departments whose specific job is to prevent you from canceling, with authority to offer a lower rate if you ask. A call to your insurer, your internet company, and your phone carrier, 1 per quarter, takes perhaps 90 minutes total and has a realistic chance of saving several $100s annually. The math on a few $100s per year invested over 20 years is several $1,000s you didn't have to earn. Change 5. Track your net worth once a month. This one works for a reason that isn't primarily financial. It's psychological. People who track their net worth regularly behave differently around money than people who don't. What gets measured tends to improve, and financial positions are no exception. Knowing your number, everything you own minus everything you owe, updated monthly, changes your relationship with financial decisions in ways that are almost uniformly positive in practice. It makes the accumulation visible, which matters more than most people expect, because invisible progress is easy to give up on, and visible progress is much harder to abandon. The checking account tells you whether you can afford the next purchase. The net worth tells you whether you're building something. That's the more useful question. Change 6. The 24-hour rule on anything over $100. This is the spending version of automatic savings, a single rule applied consistently that removes the specific class of purchase most destructive to long-term accumulation. The rule is, anything non-essential over $100 waits 24 hours before you buy it. Not forever. Not a committee review. Just a night of sleep between the impulse and the purchase. The research on impulse spending is clear that desire driven primarily by the moment of encounter, by advertising, by a mood that passes, fades significantly in the first 24 hours. Desire driven by genuine, sustained preference doesn't. The rule costs you nothing on the purchases you actually wanted and stops a significant proportion of the ones you'd have regretted. Change 7. Reinvest everything automatically. If you have any investment accounts, a 401k, a brokerage account, a Roth IRA, and you haven't turned on automatic dividend reinvestment, you're leaving the most powerful part of compounding mostly untouched. The difference between reinvesting dividends and not reinvesting them across a long enough time horizon is genuinely dramatic. Not because the dividends themselves are large, but because of what those reinvested dividends purchase and what those purchased shares then generate and reinvest in turn. A portfolio of $100,000 over 30 years at 10% annual growth reaches roughly $1.74 million without dividend reinvestment, and considerably more with it, because the reinvested dividends purchase shares that also appreciate and also pay dividends. The setting takes 3 minutes in almost any investment platform and requires no further action from you. Change 8. Round up your savings rate to the next whole number. Here's a change that produces a meaningful difference and costs so little that most people never feel it happening. If you're saving 12% of your income, round it up to 13 right now. Not when the next raise comes, not when the debt is paid off, but today. The difference between 12 and 13% of a $60,000 income is $50 a month. $50 a month invested at 10% for 30 years is approximately $113,000. The rounding is imperceptible as a lifestyle change and significant as a long-term outcome, because the math of compounding doesn't care whether the extra amount felt like a sacrifice. It just compounds. The reason tiny changes work when dramatic ones don't is simple. Dramatic changes trigger resistance, and resistance produces reversal. Tiny changes fly below the resistance threshold, too small to fight, too small to feel like a sacrifice, and therefore they stick. And things that stick compound. Things that don't stick don't. The 8 changes in this video won't transform your finances this month. They will, practiced consistently over 10 or 15 years, produce a financial position meaningfully different from the one you'd arrive at without them, not because of any single change, but because of the cumulative arithmetic of small decisions that all pointed in the same direction. Start with 1. Automate one thing today. Add 1 percentage point at your next raise. Turn on dividend reinvestment in the next 5 minutes. The specifics matter less than the direction, and the direction is the same for all of them. Less friction between you and accumulation, more friction between you and the spending you'd eventually regret. If this gave you one thing to do today, hit the like button and share it with someone who needs the nudge. Subscribe if you are new, and with that said, have a great day, and see you in the next one.